Welcome back, friends. Follow me as we make some homemade butter.
If you have a stand mixer, you're going to use the whisk attachment. We're going to pour in a quart of cold, heavy whipping cream into your mixer. Just pour the whole thing. So I'm making this butter for lunch tomorrow at school, and I'm going to be making homemade Mexican cornbread to go with a friend's taco soup. Okay, so I'm going to put it on about medium speed. So I'm going to go ahead and start that slowly and then go up to about 5. And we're just going to let it whisk. So I'm noticing that it's splashing, so I'm going to go ahead and put on my guard, and maybe that'll prevent a little bit of a mess.
So I'm just going to let you watch it on time-lapse video and you see how it changes. It changes colors and textures. It is whipped cream there. And now you can watch here as it starts to separate. It's scraped down the bowl. And in the instant, you can see where all the fat comes together and automatically makes a ball and separates from the liquid. And that's how fast it happened. So you need to stick around while you're making butter. You don't want to step away from the mixer. You want to keep an eye on it. And if you don't have one of those guards, you could use a towel to catch any splatter. So here you're going to just remove the whisk from your mixer. And you could use a spatula or clean fingers and hands and move the butter out between the wires in your whisk. And after this point, you're going to just rinse. And you want to rinse until the water runs clear from the butter. So when you first start rinsing, it is a milky color. But after a while, the water starts to run clear. So you want all that milk rinsed out of your butter fat. So work it between your hands. And then you're going to transfer it back over to a clean mixing bowl. Before I did that, I went ahead and strained the milk, and I used that for my cornbread the next morning. So there's a little bit more butter in that, so I rinsed that and added it to the rest of the butter. So I'm putting the butter in a clean mixing bowl, washed everything really well, and I added 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I want to mix that in really well, and then I'm going to taste it and see if it could use a little bit more salt. And I did end up adding another 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Some people work this in with their hands. I decided that it was easier for me and cleaner to use the mixer and the beater. Just mix that in really well. And it's soft. It's not really cold, so it's soft. It was easy to do. Clean off your beater. You want to save all that butter. You don't want to waste any. Scrape down the sides of the bowl and that beater. And then you're going to add your butter to what container you would decide to put it in. I recommend using a glass container of some sort. And you can store it on the counter so it's good and soft. Or you can store it for a few days. Or you can store it in the refrigerator for several days, maybe a couple weeks. But I'll tell you, it's not going to last that long around here. And I like to store my butter on the counter anyway. It makes it easier to spread on your toast without it tearing your bread up. And that's my homemade butter. So if you give this a try, I'd love for you to let me know. So thanks for watching, and come back and see me again.